Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode of Start Last, Finish Fast. This time, however, it will be D-Mills, my oldest brother, starting last, while my youngest brother starts right at the front. D-Mills has a personal best of a 17:31, while W-Mills has a 19:36, so that 2-minute offset should make this race pretty close. Let's get to the action.
Go!
And there is W-Mills getting going at the front, while here we have a young D-Mills at the back, just letting everyone go, making sure he comes across the line after even the tail walkers who are dressed up May the 4th as Jedis. You love to see it at Parkrun. And time is ticking, as you can see, but D-Mills is making sure he doesn't break any rules. And he's making sure that Obi-Wan and Anakin make it across the line before him. He's now made it to the start, and he's now able to go track down W-Mills. You can see there's already 40 seconds lost here to make up. D-Mills has got his work cut out if he's going to catch W-Mills, and let's cut to him now and see how he's doing. Here we find W-Mills 100 metres up the road, and he's apparently gained a couple of feet of height. He's about 8'9" here. He's actually about 6'3". He's quite tall, but he's not this tall. I apologise at the camera. I don't know what he did since the last clip. We can just about see he is behind the sub-23 pacer, which, I mean, if he's going to stick there, D-Mills is going to catch him in about 500 metres. So, yeah, No, William, come on. Looks like he's currently checking to make sure he's recording. We don't want any mishaps. Never had them before on the channel. And to be fair to W-Mills, he is going at about 4 minutes 10 per kilometre, so the sub-23 pacer is being a naughty pacer. But it doesn't look like W-Mills is going to be troubling the 19s today, going at this speed. But he is just coming back from a tragic knee incident that did happen at this very park run. It is a very uneven surface here at the start, so you do have to be careful. Back to D-Mills, and we find him still in the tall grass hunting some caterpies. And it's probably important to note that he's only 2 weeks out from his marathon, so both these folks are still a little bit sore and tender, but that doesn't stop the competitive bloods from flowing from them. Looks like D-Mills is taking it relatively easy here. He's only going along at 4 minutes 40 per kilometre, whereas he having to go along on the grass, which is impeding him slightly, but not too packed really at this point. He's not being held up massively, and he can just conserve his energy for the turnaround point at 2.5k. And as we come through the first pacer of the day that I've noticed, a 37-minute pacer, D-Mills has a long way to go to catch up to W-Mills, who's somewhere between the 20 and 21-minute pacer. Now he's coming through the 34-minute pacer. Things hotting up. Quick cut here to W-Mills, and he's at 660 metres, and that's about 200 metres ahead of D-Mills at this point. That may not seem like a massive amount, but bear in mind there was over 400 runners today, and D-Mills was going in the 430s at the moment on the grass and would probably be held up by a reasonable amount into at least 1.5k. So we'll see how much that distance changes over the next few kilometres. And as I said, D-Mills is still having to bide his time here. Definitely still losing the meters at the moment. It's going to take a little while before he starts to be able to reel him in. Even though he's not going particularly quick, for him anyway, heart rate 173, it is a climbing, and he's only been a couple weeks at the marathon. As he comes through the sub-32 pacer, the sub-31 pacer is not far ahead either, and he's just checking. Look at that sexy lad that the camera's on. It's on D-Mills, don't you worry. All the fans are loving it. W-Mills enjoying life in clean air here though, a 4 minute 10 for his first kilometre, while D-Mills is coming under the bridge 230 metres behind. As he ascends back into the sunshine, guy doing his shoelace up there. Is he over the worst of the traffic? Doesn't quite look like it yet. Cutting to the inside, but there is nowhere to go currently for D-Mills. W-Mills now with his stupid bloody giraffe cam going along at about 4 minutes 10 per kilometre. D Mills still with a big chance here of victory, I think, once he gets through the worst of that traffic, which I think is maybe a K away, but the turnaround point, you lose some more time as well. It's very narrow and you've got traffic coming either way. I think if D Mills can manage to keep the distance to maybe less than 500 meters at the turnaround point, then it's absolute game on. And cutting to 1.5 kilometers, the distance has increased by 20 meters or so to 250 meters, but look at the speed D Mills is going at now, 3 minutes 50 per kilometer. W Mills could be in trouble unless he can pick that speed up, and it doesn't look like he's doing much more than 4 minutes 10 per kilometer. But he just needs to pray that at the turnaround, as I said, when things get congested, and it's literally, if you're stuck behind one person, you cannot overtake. There's no grass to go on either side. You can just be stuck for about 300 meters. So it's still going to be really, really close there. But there is a perfect example there of D Mills having to lose a few seconds meters, being a polite gentleman and not barging through. This is going to continue to happen for the foreseeable still. He's having to squeeze into some tight holes. Absolutely nowhere to go here, but luckily the guy in the red top is leading the way, and he's opening the door for D Mills to come through as we now come past the sub-25 pace. That's a nice little group going for that. Go on, lads. W Mills now at 2k. D Mills has cut that gap to about 190 meters now. That is quite a big fall in the last 500 meters. You can see he's tracking at some good speed now. But notice it narrowing and it's approaching the turnaround. And this will be the bit where any runner in D Mills' way, it's going to be difficult to get past them. So that is what W Mills has got to hope. And W Mills now approaching the turnaround point, making some overtakes still, but 420 per kilometre, that is not what we're really looking for at this point. So much clear air in front of him. You can see the quick runners now coming through. Is he saving himself for when D Mills catches him? Damo's obviously having to put some really good working at the moment to catch him up. So maybe W Mills is just saving himself for a final kilometre showdown.
This is the ultimate showdown. Ultimate destiny. Congrats, bad guys and explosions.
W Mills has now made it to that sweet turnaround. That heart rate's pretty high though. It was just at 180 and he can head back the other way, and now you can see just how difficult it is if you were to have someone ahead of you. And he's managed to cut that gap down to 120 meters, and the two young warriors should cross paths shortly. D Mills now at the turnaround point himself. Give him a break, Stormtrooper, golly gosh. But now D Mills, he's only 100 meters or so behind, but the next 1 kilometer or so, it's make or break. Overtakes here, very hard. There's just absolutely nowhere for him to go. He thought about it there. It's going to be interesting, the 3 kilometer split, to see if he's lost or gained time here. As if that current speed's correct, 4 minutes 35 per kilometer. I believe W Mills is still putting in at least 420s per kilometer here. Let's hope for D Mills' sake that that hard work hasn't been in vain. You can see the guy in the red top has been a bit more bold and aggressive now. He's at least 5 or 6 seconds up the road, and his D Mills going to have to get his elbows out here. No, put that away, D Mills. That's not what I meant. Jesus. You think you know someone. A spot of W Mills now, and he's still chilling, 4 minutes 12 per kilometre. And while D Mills is stuck back there, it could be enough. And as he comes across 3 kilometres, D Mills is only 130 metres behind. You can see he's got himself in some clean air somehow. I'm hoping he didn't slaughter any younglings. But no matter what his method is, he's now going at 3 minutes 50 per kilometre, but he's catching up another group just ahead. And as he approaches 3k, he's having to be patient at times still. And I don't think Padme there is going to stand for any funny business. But things do open up for Damo shortly afterwards, and we've got to remember that these people holding him up ever so slightly are getting quicker and quicker. So even when he was being held up there, he was still going quicker than 4 speed, which is quicker than what W Mills is doing at this moment. Fast forward to 3.5k now, and we can see that W Mills is looking round. He's worried. And for good reason. D Mills is motoring on 3 minutes 35 per kilometre at the moment. I'm pretty sure he can just about see W Mills just ahead. His lead has been obliterated in the last 500 metres. Their GPSs look slightly off, but I reckon that's him about 30 or 40 metres up the road there, and he's smoking past people. Of course, he had no idea how W Mills was going to be doing. He could easily have been even further up the road, and D Mills doesn't like losing, as the youngling saw. 195 heart rate.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy. From Seaford Parkrun to Hastings Parkrun.
Oh, that is a tantalising offer for D Mills. But if he doesn't beat W Mills here, he's got no chance of ruling the galaxy. And here is W Mills coming past the final tail Jedi or Sith. And D Mills is prowling. He's very, very close now. Oh, and he's in huge trouble. There's D Mills going past the tail walkers. And W Mills must be in that little pack just up ahead. You would not have thought he'd done a marathon a couple of weeks ago. He is absolutely pumping for W Mills. He wants those sweet victory bells all to himself. And as you can hear by his breathing, he doesn't care how he gets it. It is an absolute sight to behold D Mills in full flight, and I can definitely see W Mills now. He's almost on his heels with 1 kilometre to go. This is going to be a huge kilometre. He's 100% feeling it, though. Can W Mills muster up something, as I'm sure he's going to see him and zoom straight through. He's not going to mess around behind him. He's going to try and mentally beat him as he comes through. What has W Mills got left? And he's seen him. It is time to kick W Mills. Do not give this to him for free. Make him work. Make him hurt. He's breathing down his neck. I'm sure he's just going to go straight through. They don't even look at each other. This is war. Show him what you're made of, W Mills. Don't let him get away. That's what I'm talking about, W Mills. Keep tracking him. You can hear he's hurting. You're both hurting. Could he pull off the unthinkable? Slightly losing ground now.
About 700 metres.
And at the end of a race, when you're hurting like that, that's all it takes. A lapse in concentration, and D Mills has put a few seconds on him. Oh, hello. Red Top has heard that that's W Mills' brother, and is he gonna go get him? Maybe he can drag them both along. No, D Mills has laid Hammer Time down, and bearing the unthinkable, it's his day. That slight lapse in concentration has cost W Mills big time, because I really think he was trying to stay with him. But can he have the consolidation of beating Red Top? He went off after D Mills, and he's not got that far ahead of W Mills. Can he maybe get him right at the end? But with 300 metres to go, someone else has come past W Mills. This could be such a sorry end to what could have been a great victory. But he's rallying, he's coming back. Red Top is looking around. He's concerned that W Mills is going to get him at the end. Come on, W Mills. 200 metres to go. Go past him and kick for the line. Oh no, he's coming back at him. Not like this, W Mills. You can see the finish across the grass. Go on, get him. No! No! Oh, the family let down hugely. What a shame. I can tell you someone that didn't let the family down. Here is D Mills from a few seconds before in the home straight. Sub 21 pacer just ahead of him. Can he get him? Oh, look at those arms drive. Oh, he's blown past him. He's not even there. Unbelievable. What a man. What a myth. D Mills forever. And here are the finishing times. D Mills, 21st position. going sub-21 with a 20.54. Good pacing there by the sub-21 pacer. W Mills a 21.12, losing by 18 seconds in the end. We'll never know what could have happened if he wasn't distracted, but judging by D Mills' finishing kick, I don't think he had much hope. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Tune in next time when it's going to be another head-to-head between me and D Mills. We're going to be starting at the same time, hopefully. You don't want to miss it. Thanks, guys.